Everyone, welcome back. Day 3 for our Java coding training. And I want to make sure that you all are going through the most important things, team. So please do note that if you visit go.itlearn.com and under all courses, you'll see Java for Kids live training. So under that is where any sessions that we are doing are being placed. So you can primarily go through that session. What happened? Is my internet down or just this website? Which website can we go? Let's go to cnn.com. Seems okay. I don't know why Teachable went down for a second. There we are. All right. So your videos are here, team. And please do note, I've been mentioning a few things. Code, I am not sharing right away. And why is the reason? For everything that I'm doing or we will be doing, team, there must be a good reason for it. Is so that you can write the code. So you need to start doing a lot of practice in terms of writing, team. So how we type our Java code and so on. The more programs you write, the better and efficient you get in it. So practice whatever we're doing, make sure you're writing the code. Okay, so the sessions are here. As you play through them, you can pause the screen, write the code, make sure you're out there. Now, Google Doc has almost everything, topic by topic, what we're covering and so on. So yesterday's session, what we were doing were primarily focusing on going further, team, into talking about comments. We spoke about the importance of semicolon at the end of a Java statement and how we use not yet constants but variables. And we've only used two types of variables so far, integers and strings. And a lot of it may not be commented here, team, in this Google Doc, but for sure, once we go to our Eclipse, you'll see everything coming in here. So let's close all of these first so we have a clear slate. Right clicking on those tabs, closing. It's a pretty friendly IDE, team. If you try and go very complicated into every feature of it, it is very powerful. But it should be okay for even a beginner, and that is what we're interested. So we spoke about comments, single line comment, starting with 2 forward slashes, multi-line comment, starting with a forward slash star, ending with a star forward slash. So any lines in between, you can comment them. There are a lot of shortcuts, team. Eclipse keyboard shortcuts. I think we should put a repository for it. When I say repository, I'm talking about a library or something that is reusable. Okay, so we'll discuss on this also. I have not come to your Q&As yet, team. I will be. Any questions and answers that you have. Where else? What else did we do? Okay, yeah, through the code. So string else, string integers we spoke about. Yeah, I think we spoke here. I didn't need to insert it. We spoke about the importance of memory usage, team, and you'll start seeing all that we've been learning so far. So if let us say we're in day 10, the 9 days previous to it, we'll kind of keep repeating the same concept on newer programs. So you will see that your practice is slowly getting gradually increased. So anytime you see, oh, you know what, if I just saw it first time, I'm not expecting you to master it right away. Few programs we're gonna write. One of the members says cannot hear. I hope the others can. Please confirm. And I've been in the e-learning for a while, team, but of course the technical difficulties just can make sure. Okay, great. You all can hear. So we spoke about some concatenations. Let's look at it from the code perspective. Okay. And we also started doing some assignments. We did not cover system.out and in yet. This we're going to do it in today's session. Okay, so take it easy, team. Don't come with a lot of hunger. Oh, I'm missing something. Is there something that I'm not doing correctly? Nothing at all. Just go through the journey. It'll take about 2, 3 attempts for us to get fluent at it. All right. So comments finished. Next, variable strings. How do you differentiate a variable? Can anyone answer? Can I unmute people who would love to speak up answers as I keep giving you questions? Right or wrong, for me, does not matter too much, team. What matters is participation and also the way you're thinking about your answers. So who would love to answer, team? More of audio so I can unmute you. The few hands that were raised, even they went down. Come on, team. Just raise your hand. I would love to unmute you. Simple questions. Or be in sync with what I'm speaking, so it'll be easy for you to kind of grasp the whole thing. Okay. What is the most important concept or attribute of a string? Yes, the fact that the string has to be in double quotes. Can we put a number inside a string? Yes or no, everyone? Yes, we can put anything inside a string as long as there are double quotes to it. So that becomes our most important thing. So anything text, email, number that you want to think of it as a string, you can do it. And see, slowly we're talking about declaring in one line, initializing different lines. So a lot of possibilities. Let us not, focus too much on the other aspects, but the core concepts, team. Now, what else? When I want to concatenate, append, I'm using a plus sign for a string. Now, integers, this is a string because it's in double quotes. If I say int num1, num2, num3 and put values into it, great. Now, let us say I create a new class j06 underscore int teacher. Actually, I'll just say errors. The reason I'm saying errors is what can cause errors. For example, see, I'll declare a string called S1, just a name. And what if I put 123 into it? And I say there's an int x and I put a value 23 in it. Now, what is the problem here? Java has an issue. It says you cannot declare a string with a value and then say that in that value I'll put an integer into it. So even if it is split into multiple lines, it is still the fact that I cannot put an integer into S1 or a string into an integer as is. We'll come to casting and automatic casting, upper lower casting later, team. It's more about sizes of boxes kind of a concept, but just the fact that, see, some things will give you an instant syntax error, and that is what we are careful. Once I declare it as a string, I want to use it as a string unless I change the type of it. Okay, so most important thing is the type of the variable. The type is set, everyone. All right, so now we will have a few more codes later where this will become easy. So that this project doesn't have an error, I will just comment this. Now let's go back to integers. What did we say? Few things here and there, and we put the sum of it and printed it. Let's run this program. You want to run this program, team, and you have too many programs open. I would recommend right click on the program and say run as a Java application. Okay, or you can also right click on the code and say run as Java application, or you can use this, but sometimes Eclipse may take the wrong program. So just to be sure, right click on the code and say run as Java application. I have a couple of hands raised. Let me see if I can take any questions right now. Yes, please, Shailja.
So I was wondering, are we supposed to write that code down and run it? Because I was absent for the first two classes, so I don't know.
Sure,
I didn't write that code down.
no problem. So, not yet. What I'm kind of emphasizing more is that during the live sessions, when you're watching it, just take notes in a notebook, whatever key concepts you can grab, not in a very hungry fashion, very casual approach. Only when you're watching the video, you can freeze that and write, or based on your notes, you can write your code. So, not necessarily during the live session. Plus, the scripts that we did yesterday and day before are here already. So I will try and share at least these scripts with you all today in the Skype group. There was also another question from someone as to why we need the Skype group. If you have a technical question, if I want to share any communication or code, and give you any important links or assignments and so on, or you want to submit, that'll be a great place to have a group learning. Okay. And I'm still reviewing with yesterday's session. I'll also can take any questions. Most importantly, is anyone stuck at their end in the first two sessions who have already gone through and trying to experiment? Please let me know. Okay. And what's your name, please, the speaker? Shailaja it is, but I'm not sure if that's your name. All right, let's come back to
So,
it.
ha,
Mhm,
actually,
mhm.
I actually missed the first two classes. Yeah.
Sure, not a problem. So, like I was mentioning, in this Google document, we have all the links, but the most important thing that you need to do is go to the go.itlearn.com website, and you're looking at all courses, and the current one that's going live, that's still continuing, is the recent one is Java for Kids. And in here, you have those first two sessions. So please repeat them almost like live. You don't have to pause, don't rewind, just take notes. And then when you're practicing, you can do the pausing and so on. All right. Anyone else with questions, please? Okay, I have a couple more hands. I'm going to quickly go to you.
So also, did everyone in the group do all these codes on the left-hand side? Do I also have to do them?
Good question. Very nice question. Can I get your name, please?
My name is Shravya. My mom's name is
Shavia.
Sailaja. That's why it's
All
there.
right, no problem. All right, Shavia. So that is my expectation. I would love to have everyone to write this code. I have not shared the code yet. And the reason is I want you to look at the video, pause the video, and write the code at your end. If I share the code, what team will do is try and copy paste the code, and we will not get accustomed to writing our own code. That is the main reason.
Also,
Mhm.
where do we write the code? What is this called?
Okay, so this is called Eclipse IDE. So what happens is, just to refresh again, team, please excuse me for a couple of minutes while I kind of guide Shravya through it. So Java, to run or write code and run, we need something called as a JDK, a Java Development Kit. So I put a link for that in the Google document where you can go and download from. So that was the first session that we did. And I said, get your Java download from here. Now, what happens is there is a straight shot way of writing code like Java, C, and then blah, blah, blah dot Java on the command prompt, what we call. like what we see here, and I can run. So if I have a code like this already existing, I can run, and whatever is there in that code will also come. So it does work. Oh, sorry, my Java 1. I don't know. I think it's in a different folder altogether. But I was showing you this in the first session where how we run them using command prompt. Now what Eclipse does, and all of these are open source tools, team. So basically you don't have to pay a license. We all can use it. Eclipse is an integrated development environment. So instead of having my files located in a folder like here, and then each time trying to come to this folder and then executing, so I have to basically go and change my directory to cd, this particular directory, and then I do a directory. I see my java1.java, that's my program, so I'll compile that code, my java1.java. Once I've compiled it, what happened here? There's an error in the code. Let me fix it. See, so another notepad. Looks all okay for me. I don't know what the issue is. Here, see, uppercase P. That is the problem. Alt Fs. I could quickly do it, team. You don't have to grasp that, but primarily it was not able to compile because of a syntax error. It had an upper P. And then I said Java, my Java 1. So this is a longer process where I have code in one place, my execution being done here. Of course, the output comes here. Now I can go to any of the other codes that I've created in P1 or P2 and do the same execution in the source folder. So the directory is the same. IDE gives us a better way of looking at the code, a much better way of identifying what is what, line numbers, everything set, giving us instructions if there's some error, and saying that, you know what, there's a syntax error, no point in even running the code. All these extra features an IDE, an integrated development environment, gives us. And that is what we're using, called Eclipse IDE.
So
Mhm,
I have a question actually.
mhm,
Will we will we be using command prompt, the thing that you just
mhm,
used?
mhm. Go ahead with the
Will we
question. I'm hearing you.
did we already start using that, or will we as we get into coding?
Okay. So I showed you right now, that is all I showed so far. I did not show
Okay.
anything beyond. So how to create a simple Java program here, which looks as simple as this, and then running it from command prompt. Everything else we are doing it via Eclipse. We don't want to over stress on using command prompt for now. Let us use Eclipse or any other IDE whoever is already using or preferring, that's fine. But if you're on
Is
Eclipse, then that's good. Mhm.
is command prompt the same thing as Eclipse?
No. So command prompt comes with your Windows. It's not just this. I can run anything like notepad.exe and it'll open a notepad. Or I can say MS Word, I think, .exe, and or I don't know if it's Word or something. So it can help us to do lot of commands through command prompt. Okay, so even before a mouse came, so if I go back to 1970s and 80s, Apple was one of the first organization, your iPhone Apple, who launched the concept of a mouse. Okay, where GUI or graphical user interface came into shape. So we started to move the mouse, but till then it was all keyboard entry. Anything I wanted to do, I had to do it here. So Control C, all the commands that we do are kind of done on this interface. Now with more Windows machines and browser based and so on, we have Eclipse and so on being more popular in the last, I would say, 15 years. It gives us a better platform to not only write our code, but execute, integrate with many other tools. Command prompt is still there as a base. Okay, it's just another way of accessing your own computer in your system. So you can go to any of the folders and start working on them. So I can say, what is my directory here, and list down everything and go into any of these specific folders. Now, see, for example, I have a product here. I can run these and so on. So you can use this for multiple purposes, not just Java. Eclipse IDE, this one specifically is for Java programs. All right. Mauna, you have a question? I think I did
My
unmute you.
my name is not Mona. My name is Purvi. My mom's name is Mona.
Hi,
And
Puri.
and do we have to be writing all this in Eclipse?
That is correct. You have to write all of what we're doing in Eclipse.
Okay.
So each program one after the other. So look at this program. So when you see the video where I'm writing this code, pause it and write your program. And then when I scroll a little further, pause it, write your program. And
Okay.
hence I'm keeping a lot of small programs rather than one large program right now. So write small programs. Even if it means that you're only able to do a few of them, does not matter.
Hmm?
But what I would love to see
Huh?
is,
I
hello,
don't know. There's no camera.
can you hear me? Okay, no, there's no camera, don't worry. What we would love to see is of you showing me your screens, please, as and when you're bringing it up. Okay, any
How
practice you're
how do we
doing,
show your how do we
whenever
show
you're
our
ready,
screen to you?
I can make you a presenter. Do you have a screen? Did you write any code? Do you want to show me right now, for example? Or
No.
anyone in the team wrote any code that you would love to show? Please raise your hand. I'll make you a presenter. And you can also have your questions through that. So that's where we can spend time on Q&A as well. If no questions, I'll keep going forward, then we'll stop again. All right. And I want to slow down a little, team. I don't think I want to get into functions yet because we still want to understand a little bit more concepts. So this, I'll push it to day 4. Okay, just this. 1 second. That's day 4. All right, let's go with couple more code that we did not see, team. If statement. Now, do you remember what is an if statement, team? When we have a condition and when we want to decide as to which direction we want to go, based on that, we do certain things. For example, if our weather is hot, you want to wear cooler clothes. If it's going to be extremely chilly in the night, you want to wear warmer clothes. If your fuel is getting towards empty, you will want to refuel. Else, you don't have to worry about refuel. See how humans think, and that is the same thing we're trying to put into logic stream as a program, where um, yeah, so where we can go. Can I have everyone on mute, please, while I'm speaking? I'll come to you and unmute when I have question. When we can pause. Okay. Keep your hands down. In the meanwhile, everyone. Let me do a little bit more coverage on this and then we'll come to you. We can go back on any of these. Now look at this if statement. And I'm saying here's my three variables, integers, all of them, x, y, and z, because they're all created in the same line with just commas. Two of them initialized with values, one no value yet. And if I did not use z as a variable anywhere, it will show me that just an information or a warning saying that the value of the local variable z is not used. So why do we waste memory? So we were playing around and that was our main intent. Now the way this program was written is very simple, team. The simplest if statements that you'll find. If and a condition. If and a condition. If and a condition. This condition basically returns something called as a Boolean value. Okay, true or false. I'm going to address this at length later, but basically any condition can be only true or false, team. It cannot be both at the same time. So the way it works is very simple. So now like J, this is there. I'll do a control C, control V, team. And I'm taking J07 if statement 2, and I can write any number of lines of code here just to give you a perspective. Okay, I'm just printing a value called 1, 1, and here I'll print a value called 2. So see how I'm changing what I want to do based on a certain criteria being met. Now, in this case, x equals y. Why do we use two equal to signs? To tell that if statement that guy, listen, we're using this only to compare. Don't take the right side value and put it on the left side. Okay, so we're not giving any equation. We're just saying compare it. Now, when I run this, which lines of code will run? Can you tell me, please? I'm only interested in till line 20. All of you, I want you to put the lines, numbers of the code that will get executed when I run this. I don't want this, so I'll do a bulk comment. Control Shift M, Control M, sorry. Oopsie, Shift M. What am I doing? While I'm doing that, where are your answers, team? Let me put a bulk comment for this. Which lines of code will run? Okay, rather tell me, will it be ones or twos? You have a chat. You can put the answers there. The and the main reason being, if it's 2, why is it 2? X and Y are different. Exactly, team. And that is what I need you to think about before we run a code. Even if it is a small code or if it's a big code, does not matter for us. Okay, I think I changed the original code, but let's see the output here. Tuck, 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 tuck. There you go. X and Y are different and all two. So focus on where the cursor will go. How do we do that? Specifically, we can use our debugging skills and see whatever we're doing in the previous session. I'm trying to repeat all of that again, team. So right click on that line 10, right click, okay, and say toggle breakpoint. Breakpoint is like your stop sign. When you come to an intersection at a crossing with traffic, you bring your car to a complete stop, watch always pedestrians, other cars, make sure it's safe, and then proceed with it. That is what we're trying to do here. So it is helps us to watch what is happening during execution. I don't want to get too deep into debugging right now, team. Just where my if statement will go. So let's do a debug run. So when I do a debug run, it'll try and change my perspective. I'll say no. And at this point, X and Y would have got their values into it. Take your mouse over X. Where am I? Okay, mouse over X. Where am I? Am I here? My oh, there's a breakpoint here also, team. I'm basically doing a step over. Step over is if there's any functions, then it'll kind of get into that team. So here, if x equals y, now we've hit the breakpoint. And from here, the statement being incorrect should take us into line number. Answer, give me the line number where the next action should go. Exactly the line number, please. Where should the execution go from line 10? And the reason I ask this question is half of you are making the mistake. And about 40% of you are not even answering, team. It is very disappointing if you're not answering. Very disappointing. Why are you here if you're not involving into the session? It would either, it would should come to line 16, team, because this is not true. Maybe line 15 else statement, but I think it'll come to the first executable line, which is here. Let's see now. Okay, there we go, line 16. So that is where your clarity has to come. This is the main breaking point difference between someone who can become a coder and others who thinking that, oh, you know what, I can become maybe something, I don't know. It is very simple, team. You just have to give very critical emphasis to every line. Okay, we have to be little detail oriented, then everything is good. Now, what is a for loop? When I wanted to talk about the assignment on printing odd or even numbers, I spoke about a simple for loop. It just iterates through specific things. I'll kind of use more and more for loops, team, but primarily there are three parts to a for loop. All of you, please focus on that. The first part is, where does the counter start from? So the count starts from 0. What is the counter condition till which we want to put that on? Okay, that's the next part of it. See, all these are separated by semicolons. And then you should say, okay, how many are we trying to increase by each step? So if I look at how we can play around with this team now, and a lot of playing around, team, you all must do. So if I say I is 0 and I is less than or equal to 1000, and if I'm incrementing I by 1 each time, I think we'll get a lot of values. Let's run this. Run as Java application. So I'm not doing a debug run, regular run. So a lot of prints, right? So what if I increase it by 100 each time? How many will it give me? And here, I don't want to do anything with J, so I'm going to do a bulk comment. Okay. And run this again. So now, if you see it's going in the increments of 100, team, this decides your step size. How many increments will you make? The first starting point, the second is your ending point, and the third is the step size. That's all for a for loop. And it'll keep on doing whatever you want it to do for you. And this, we also saw an infinite loop where if I put this to negative and run this code, what will happen each time I value is going away from 0? That's your integers table, right? If this is my 0, this is 100, 200, 300, 405. I have a minus, 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 negative 400, negative 500. Okay, that's an axis for me. Now, in this, if I do an addition, I'm primarily jumping this way. Then I have a stop. Where do I have a stop? When it reaches 1000. So here it is 500 till it goes to 10, good. But if I do a minus where I'm subtracting, I'll never, ever, 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 ever reach it. That's the problem. It'll go into an infinite loop. And let's see what will happen. Is this correct or not? I don't know, something was running in the background. Right click again, run as Java application. See, it's kind of going consistently through the negative number stream until you terminate the program. Some of the simple defects that we as engineers could make unknowingly. These are human errors. That is where we get extremely cautious. Okay. All right. So, ting, ting, ting. I think we did plenty of this. Now, any questions before we can move into some of today's topics? I still want to talk about a couple of things, team. Okay. So, let's say simple math calculator, everyone. I'm going to put them here if it's fine. Before I go into what a Fibonacci sequence is and how we can work, let's do a simple numbers. Assignment 02. I'm going to call it assignment because I'm doing some of this. I want you to take it and expand on it. I'll always select the main method, team, and finish. There was a question in the Skype group today that I saw earlier where someone was trying to create a new Java project and they gave a default name saying test P3, for example, and say next and say finish. It asks us for a module name. If you give it a module name saying module P3 and say create, that is fine. A module is created. And then under that module, you can go on editing or creating team. Okay. But you're not trying to create any modules, just stick to your source folder. So when you're doing that, let me delete this first. I saw this in the Skype earlier today from one of the members. So I thought I'll quickly. So I say Java project. I'll say test P4, finish. I'll just say don't create this. I have a much simpler version to get started, team. So like I was saying, Java gives you, sorry, not Java, but Eclipse gives you too many features that you don't necessarily want to waste your time playing around with right now. Okay. What is important for us are three sections, everyone, and that is where we'll emphasize our package explorer on the left side. So I have very neatly organized my code. Where I write my code, that big space, I want that very legible for me. My console output, I'm focusing a lot on that. Now, when I want to create something called as a math calculator, what is my intent? So instead of just using comments for commenting code, I love to use comment for also saying what a specific program does. So it basically, I will say, calculates all four combinations of a number of two numbers. If I give two numbers, let's say 10 comma 5 as in, let's say these are my inputs. Okay, then I want my output equals 10 plus 5, 10 minus 5 or subtract 5, 10 times 5, so multiply, and 10 divided by 5. That should be my output. Now that is a need, something that I would want to do. So how do I do that, team? Let's do it in a simple manner. So I'll say so math code or calc team. Okay, started, ended. Now what is it that I tried to represent or do here? Nothing much. There's no beauty in it, there's no logic in it, there's no code. It's just to divide nicely to say where I want to put my code. Okay, can you all hold on from a purpose of any questions that are not related to the current topic? So I'll come back to you in a minute or two, or not a minute or two, about 10-15 minutes to take questions. Then you can have all your questions to me. Now, In this, I'm talking of two numbers. So I need two numbers. I'll say int a comma b. See, these numbers are your naming convention. You can use the way you want. Now, output is an integer c, I will say. And then if I say c equals a plus b, is that correct, team? Will it have the value of a and b? Now, can someone tell me before I take my mouse over line 14, what seems to be the error? I have declared both integers a, b, and c. I can also declare all of them in the same line, not a problem. But why is still there an error on line 14? Can someone guide me with it? Very quick, please. I want you to be slowly starting to pick up the speed. Good one, Lakshmi. Yes, Rujula. Yes, Varsha. Slightly wrong, but Hana, no. Yes, Madhavi. Yes, Varsha. So it goes as simple as this, team. I have A, I have B, and I have C, and that is the equation. So A, B, C. How will I get value of C? Tell me. Unless there is a value in A and a value in B. Remember when I was speaking about variables, you cannot use a variable if there's no value in it. What is it that we tend to use it on, team? Where can we use it? Exactly. So the variables, like I kept mentioning, there are three stages to it. The first is declaring a variable. Okay. Then you initialize a variable. Only then you can use it. There is nothing in it otherwise for you to use it. It is like saying, I have a friend. I don't know the contact number yet. I will just put the name of the friend, but I want to call that person. How will you call that person without a number? Correct? And that's the same issue that is happening here. So let's erase this, go back to our code and look at it. Now, what does it mean? A needs to have a value. What did we think of 10 and B equals 5? This were our example. Now, if works for 10 and 5, does it mean my program is perfect? Question to you all, team. If the whatever we're doing works for 10 and 5, does it mean my program is perfect? C is will be always plus C. Now, C, A plus B this is. I'll write it that way, team. I still didn't get a question answer for line 9. Are you guys sleeping or not active, not interested? Why are you here, all of you? Why am I getting only 30-40% responses? Let me put this question in the poll for you. See, team, once I get into the next questions or next topics, it'll be very tough for you to catch up if you miss out these important ones. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be very, very critical. Okay. So the answer to this that I gave was a no, but we'll come to it. Team, I put a poll on in front of you, and please note you have multiple options, but only choose one or two. I don't want you to choose everything. What is the real purpose of you learning Java? And you can be open, team, because I don't necessarily have to look at who's answering what. And it's a large audience, so you'll know what is happening. Is the school demanding it? Are the parents demanding it? Is it out of our self-interest that we want to, or some of us are looking at it because we're adults, we're in a job career, or even spend some quality time learning something different? Whoever is able to put your responses on the live poll, can I get you there, please? Who's not able to, then I'll take it separate. I've got about 80% of you voted in, 79. I'm going to close the team. Can I have everyone to finish it, please? Why are some of you not finishing it, the polls? What's wrong? And meanwhile, Lakshmi, if you have a question, you can go ahead, please. Let me close this poll and share. I've got 17% of you not even participating in the poll, team, and that's not good. But team, I'm happy to see that the winner is the interests. I'm very, very glad. And the second winner is spend some quality time learning. I think if you have both of them, that's good. Your parents, I think, will automatically be happy. Your school will be happy. And I believe it will help you in your job career for adults. Don't go with the stupid education centers and apps who are talking about making you, app developers and fund, what is that funding and white hat juniors and all that team. It is not that complicated, please. Just go with the simple flows right now. All right, that's good to know. So now back here, I want you to be interactive, please. Can I get you all to be more participative? So anything that you do in programming, you can never ever say that my program works if one case is correct. It is like saying that you have designed a new, one of the best electric cars, more powerful than a Tesla, closer to a Lamborghini, but it's still an electric one. You only done one test drive, different speed limits, different road conditions. You have to try different numbers. That is what we will tend to do now. So this is C equals A plus B. Now C, I am again changing the value of C, the same variable. I don't have to create new variables each time. Why? Name is the same, value is changing in it. And next, and this is A star B, and that's good. And next, C equals A divided by B. You're just using a 1/team. Value of A by B is so and so. Okay, see, the art and the beauty, team, is not about writing complex code, even writing simple code, but very neatly. So it's easily understandable for us. We should be able to read it. See, look, math calculator. I have two numbers, 10, 5, and I want to print the different things that come out of it. Let's see. It did come out. Okay, there you go. Math calc started, math calc ended, and in between are our values. Very nice. And this basically lets us interact. So 15 correct, 5 correct, 10 into 5 50 correct, 10 by 5 2 correct. So it is as simple as this. Now yes, it can get spoiled sometimes. Okay, if I say 10 and 500, and let us run this code. Okay, 1 second, team. Sorry. Okay. So now look at it. Is 510 correct? Correct. 490 right? Yes. 5000 correct? Yes. Is A divided by B is C correct, team? No. And I think that is where you get into the concept of decimals. Okay. And the easiest or the best one to start with is, I'll say, a double called D. And now I will repeat the same thing. There's an integer C. Now I'm doing a double D. Double, for you just to know, is something that can a large holder. It can contain large numbers, but also decimal places. Integer has no decimal places in it. That is the primary differentiation. Okay. Now observe what I've done here, team. I've copied the same lines 29 and 30 and I've pasted them here. The only difference here, C is an integer. Do you see int C? And here D is a double. Now let us see what happens with that line at the end. Oh wow, 10 by 500, double D, int by int. I don't want to do casting yet, team. Typecasting of variables. Tick 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 tick. When I'm thinking something, then I think about what I should say. I was okay. The problem here is this, team. It worked fine, no syntax error, no runtime error. But the issue is it didn't give me the value. I expect, let's say 10 by 50. It should at least tell me 0.2, correct? That is my expectation. Let's see. It is not. And why it's not doing that? Let's see. Once again, sorry. Is because I have not done that. I'll come to this variable casting tomorrow, team. It's only because I have to show you how to convert. It'll be a little complicated, so let's leave the double for now here. Okay. Now that's my simple math calculator, everyone. How many of you are good at math? What is a Fibonacci sequence? Can someone explain to me? I can unmute you. I have a couple of hands raised also. But before that, I'll take questions and then we can go into Fibonacci sequence. I have Lakshmi, Shailaja, Cheryl unmuted.
So, I was wondering,
Hmm.
what are we supposed to take notes about exactly? What's in the Google Forms, or when whatever you're talking about?
Whatever. Okay, so when you go and sit in a class, let us say, and the teacher is teaching on the class board, okay? Sometimes you have material that you refer to, or you just take notes about some key concepts, okay? Let us say I said something called an integer, or I said something about a double, or if or for. Just mention what it is briefly in a way you can understand, okay?
Okay. And
That will help
also,
you to start writing the code when you do it.
I also had another question. So
Mhm.
I went into the Google form. Is everything that we talk about written there, like for it, like
Have you
kind of
attended
like
the day one and day two?
no, I missed it
Do
actually.
me a favor. There are almost 100 plus people on this session. They've all attended day one and day two. I want you to catch up with those two videos. I've explained a lot of that and come back again tomorrow if there are still questions. All right?
Okay.
Great. Lakshmi, Cheryl, I've unmuted you.
Hi Karthik, this is Lakshmi here.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah,
This,
can you hear me now?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Cheryl, hold on. After Lakshmi, you can go.
yeah, Karthik. Yeah, the question you asked, Fibonacci numbers. It's
Yes, please.
basically some of the two previous numbers. For example, starting from 0 and 1. Let's say 0 plus 1. Let's say first number is 0 and the second number is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. And the next 1 plus 2, 3. So like that.
So what would be the next number, everyone, after this?
It's going to be 5.
5, yeah. 5,
Will
then
be
I
the
think it will
sum
be
of
8.
previous two
2.
numbers. That's correct. So that is exactly right. And that is what we're trying to talk about. And then we have an 8, and then we have a
13.
13, 21, 34, 55, 89, and I'm tired. Okay, so I want to, let us say, print in this. So this math one that we did, team, is very simple. We're going to do a lot on this with functions soon. But for now, let's keep things simple. So I've deleted the other test project. So here, someone else had a question before I go forward with the
Yeah.
Fibonacci thing.
This is yeah.
Share.
I'm a beginner, so I
Mm,
and like I installed Eclipse and I
okay.
have JDK 15 version 15. But when I go into the Java folder, I see that there's only JDK 15, but there's no JRE.
You don't
Is
need.
it?
Did you try
Oh,
with JDK?
yeah, I tried it's like with Eclipse, and then when I try to run, it's saying like when the place you have the pack, when you create a new package, it has a X, like a red X mark. I
Okay.
think like
Do
there's
me a
a error.
favor.
So
Share, very simple. Yeah, because it is not in the right path. Okay. It has to be
okay,
set on your environment variables, your path variables, or you need to reinstall that correctly. So that is more important. So let me see if I can come to you in a second. But if you have installed everything right, then this would have not happened because the path would have come correctly and so on. Let me make you the presenter in a minute. Okay, give me a second.
okay, yeah, thank you,
All right. So what are we
thank
talking
you.
about, Fibon? Sure. Welcome. And so again, team, I want to create a purpose out of it. All right. And maybe this requires also something as an input for a program. Like, when I say input, what do I mean, team? Think of an audio player, okay, which has a volume button. I can increase the volume, I can reduce the volume. It does not always have to be an on and an off switch, correct? So inputs could be various on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is the volume, and so on. So that becomes critical. For us, we want to print the Fibonacci numbers. Now, I want to give you an assignment of, is this a Fibonacci number, Fibonacci or not? So for us to do this, I need an input. Actually, for this, maybe there's no input. Why? Because they all first two numbers are 0 and 1. Now you have to add based on that output is all numbers that are Fibonacci sequence. Am I spelling it correct? All right. So now look at it, team. What is it that we're planning to do? This is going to be interesting. So I have two initial numbers. Are these integers or are these decimals or strings? Can someone tell me? 0, 1, 2, what we were writing here. Are these integers or decimals? Where are we here? These numbers. Why only one answer? 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Integers, team. They're all integers. Yes, natural numbers to be more precise, but integers. That is what we're looking at. So I'll say int x equals 0, y equals 1. Then there is a int z. Why is there a yellow line under x, y, and z? Because it's not used anywhere. Now, z equals x plus y. If I run this program, what will it print, team? If I run this program, what will it print? Not a single person gave me the right answer. You're right, Varsha. You did. What will it print? Can you see the code? There's nothing more in the code, right, to see? Okay, let me run it. Did it print anything? Nothing. Why? Come on, guys. Where are you? What are you thinking? Where is your alert system? Say so, and then say, and plus Z. Then it'll print. Without a print statement, how will it print anything? Right? Ending. Now, let's see this. So this is doing this. Now, how do I do the next one then? And this is where we talk about something called as a logic or an algorithm, where we need to think of a pattern. It follows something, a kind of a specific pattern, and we need to repeat that pattern. That pattern repetition is important, team. And programming can do that absolutely brilliantly. So how do we do that? Now, what happens primarily now is the old value of x, sorry, rather the old value of y will become the new value of x, and then the new value of z will become the value of y. Okay, look at this logic. I have x, I have y, I have z. Okay, 0, 1, 0 plus 1, 1. Now what will happen next time? X will be 1, z will be 1, and the new z will be 1 plus 1, 2. The next time x will become 1, y has become 2, and z will become, sorry, this is, yeah, this z will become 1 plus 2, 3. And that is the pattern. Did you understand, team? If not, rewind this once again and think of it. Where not only we are creating a new thing, we're also moving things from the old value, new values to the old values. Once again, team, let that logic and algorithm come correctly for you. There is x, y, z, 0, 1, 0 plus 1, 2. This will go here 1, this will go here 2. Oops, sorry, this is 1. 1, 1, and this is 1. This will become 2. And then this dies. Okay, now this comes here 1, this goes here 2, this becomes 3. Now this is finished. 2 comes here, 3 comes here, and this will be 5. So we're just adding a plus at each point here. You all with me, team? That is the logic. I'm taking the new value of z into the old value of y, and the new value of y into the old value of x. So that is what I need to do. So this is correct for the first number. Now for the second number, I'll say x equals to whatever was there in y. And how about y? Whatever came from z earlier. And then again the new z is x plus y. Now let us run this. 1, 2. So of course, I'm sorry, team. Excuse me, please. I'm hard coding 0 and 1 here. So that way, when I see it'll say 0, Come on. 0, 1, 1, 2. Next number. Again, I have to repeat this model T. So this is becoming something repetitive. Sure, then why don't we put it into a loop so that it'll keep on doing that a few times. So I did it till 3. Now what I'll do is for int some value called k equals 1, k is less than or equal to 100, k plus plus. See, we're using another for loop. What is k plus plus, everyone here? What is k plus plus? It's an incrementer for k. It is nothing but k equals k plus 1 increments k by the value of 1. So we are trying to do this repeatedly. So what are we trying to do? Whatever we were copying from there, x equals to y equals to z equals to x plus y. Hopefully it works, team. Honestly speaking, I have not tried this so far. I'm not sure if it works. So, but our flow is getting closer. Now let us see. Wow. That's so interesting. See, now as you get into it, you'll see the number is really increasing, team, and it's no longer able to fit into an integer, and that is the reason it is throwing. It is unable to calculate such a large number. It looked okay to begin with at the start, but look at the slow, gradual pickup of the sizes. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just seeing, I'm just kind of experimenting with it more, team. It's very interesting the way I'm looking at. And I want to now make this a little bit more better. So these two are fine. So after that, 0 and 1 is done. Z equals to x plus y, and then after this, okay. So I'm going to change this a little bit, team. See the order in which I'm doing. The way we speak, the way we say the steps, it should be exactly the same thing. And that's about the logic. All right, sorry, having to take that break. Little cough that came on to me. See what I'm trying to do, x and y are defined, right? So first we get the value of z, print it. Then we put the value of y into x and the value of z into y. And then we repeat the cycle. So that is how I would love to do it. Let's save this as, oh, I can't do that. That's a problem. Okay, that's fine. We still have, I thought I'll save the bigger version first and then this more elegant one, but this is fine too. Same 4 lines, but the order is changed. Let's run again. Let's run to maybe 30 this time. All right, team. So that's kind of a simple one so far. I want to now show you this more as a, if I give a number to find out if it's a Fibonacci number or not, like this. Is it Fibonacci or not? The same I want to do with odd and even numbers. Given a number, say if it's an odd or even number. Simple ones for humans sometimes could be very tough for computer team, unless you give it the right logic. All right, team, let's take some questions now. Who all have questions? Someone had the screen share. Wanted to share the screen also. Can you get your hands up, everyone? Niece? I unmuted you, Anis. You didn't speak. Okay.
Oh,
Lakshmi, your hand
hi.
is. Hello.
Sorry. I just tried the odd and even numbers. So,
Uh-huh.
can I
Sure.
I think it will work. 1 minute. Oh my.
I'll just make you
Okay.
a presenter. No
Yeah.
problem. Sunny.
Yeah. Oh, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Your font size is very small, but that's fine.
Oh,
Let's read
okay.
the code.
Because
No, no, don't run it. Never run your code first. What we will do first is we will try and read the code like
okay.
English, and then we will go to the execution.
Okay. So what I actually did was I tried to print the even numbers.
Uh-huh.
So the integer I starts from 0.
Yes.
So I just did only till 100. So I just did I plus, oh, 1 minute. I think I did something wrong here. Oh yeah, I plus or equal to 2. I don't know. I didn't run it yet. So
Did we
yeah,
write the code?
yeah.
Okay. See, what is it trying to do? Line 9 then? I plus equals to 2. What do you think it's trying to do?
It is adding two numbers. So I'm just trying to add two numbers to it. I
It's
plus
not
plus.
adding two numbers to it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I plus or equal to 2. So I'm just skipping two numbers, I think.
You're incrementing by 2.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Counted? No
increment.
problem.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to correct how we say it rightly. So we are
yeah.
incrementing it by two numbers. And see, but why did you use, did I show you this? I
Uh,
plus equals to 2?
no, I think you showed me I plus plus.
Correct. So let us try as much as we can to stick to the basics first. Then we can
Okay.
go to something very fancy. No problem. Now,
Mm,
if you don't mind, can you tell me how we can simplify line 9?
so you
That I
want me to
plus.
change it to I plus plus?
I plus plus will only increment by 1, correct?
1. Yeah, so I plus 2.
Not like that. It is the, even before I plus plus, I showed you, it is I equals I plus 1.
Oh, yes,
Okay, so I equals I plus 1 or I equals I plus 2.
2. Okay, okay. So let me just do it simplified version so that,
Exactly. So whatever we know, we should be 100% confident.
yeah,
And then, oh yeah, this also we can do. Otherwise, later we can do I plus 2.
2.
Very nice. See, this is easy to understand.
Yeah. No, I
Now, what
wrote it
else?
yesterday and now I just why did I write it so?
No problem. See, it is nice to go advanced and explore and try more better ways. Once we get the basic correct, everything.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
All right. So then we have the odd numbers also.
Yeah.
Very nice. Let's do it. Let's run it.
Let me just see whether it is printing properly. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Very good.
Okay.
Very
So,
good. Now, there are a few things I would love to correct on your script, if you don't mind.
yeah, sure, sure.
Your code is perfect and there's no wrong with syntax and so on. I'll just request for the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. But
So
I did
what
not
happened?
give. I did not give a.
Allow?
Yeah,
No, I
I
took it.
did not. Yeah.
I took it. Okay. So if you let go of your keyboard and mouse, I'll try and show. Okay.
Yeah.
So now see, one of the most important things about our code is the aesthetics also, the way it looks for us. So look at this tabbing that is there, indentation. It is just saying, okay, this is deeper level, and so on. Now this print statement and this for loop are in that same segment or in that same hierarchy. It's the next step. So this should be tabbed there. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And then you have your for loop. You can have the for loop starting here. Now this is inside the for loop. So it is one level further down.
Down.
So I can tab it further. And
Okay.
this again here. So this, and if I want to tab multiple lines, let us say this way. Is it doing it? No, it's not.
No.
Because, okay, let's do this. And please don't mind team if I'm doing the small subtle changes on your system.
Oh, no,
More
no, no. Yeah.
for, for our, and you don't need this comment. So remove. This is
Okay.
your code. And whenever you want to show your code, you want to be, okay, this looks good. This works good. Because as soon as you show the code right, especially when we start working on projects and so on, before you start speaking, people will start looking at your code and they'll start making opinions. Okay, good looking code, bad looking code. The code may be running excellent. So these small things, aesthetics, keep on giving importance. I'll
Okay.
also speak a lot about it.
Okay.
But I'm
Okay. Sure.
very happy that you tried this and this is perfect code. Very
Thank
nice,
you.
very simple
Thank
code.
you. No, I'll keep in
And
mind to intend because this was my first step in writing a code. So I did
absolutely,
not think about it.
no problem. But now I think we should always think about smaller ones also. Uh,
Sure. Sure.
because this small habits that we'll create early will last long for us.
Thank you. Sure. I'll try to keep it in mind. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who else? Cheryl, should I make you presenter? Let's see the issue.
Yeah, sure.
Don't know if I
Yes.
have enough time today, but we'll definitely take a look. Who else wanted to go after?
Yeah. This is my name is Jennifer.
Jennifer.
So
Okay.
yeah. So here's my JDK that I installed. So
Okay.
this is JDK 15, and
Mm.
when I try to play it here, like, yeah, that's a X mark here, and I'm not able to run.
Oh, sorry, I'm not on your screen. 1 second. Okay. Uh, say file, new. Let's try and create a new file.
Here,
On your
okay.
menu bar. No, I didn't say there. Why are you using shortcuts? Please stick with the menu bar. New Java project. Yes, please. So here, just give it a name. Okay. You see the JRE. Click on the drop down. Java Standard Edition 14. Okay. Which is the one you installed, you said?
I installed
Your voice
15.
is breaking out.
Yeah,
I
I have
cannot
installed
hear.
JDK 15. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I
If you
have
have
installed.
installed JDK 15, all right, it is not maybe set in your path environmental variables. Okay, when you're doing that complete installation, towards the end, it'll ask you, should we set up? Maybe that was skipped. So let's do, go to environment variables.
to the
You
advanced.
can click on just do Windows and say environment variables. You can just type it. Yeah.
So I have the
Okay,
path.
slow down, please slow down. Now here you need to be careful. So click on the path in the system variables down below. Click on edit. Be slow, please. Don't be so fast about it.
Okay.
JDK 15 bin is there. Now open JDK 15 bin. This is not correct. There'd be a lot more team. At least let me see what is there at my end.
JDK 15 is here, bin.
That I saw.
Yeah, so
That is there. That should be enough. But I don't know what is installed here. Bin. Is Java here? Come down. Just type J. We need Java compiler and Java. Okay, both are here. So that's good.
Java C and Java.
Okay. There's a problem with the Eclipse. It's not able to record. Go back to your Eclipse, create a Java project.
Yeah, is it because
It is thinking.
it doesn't
Click
show
on
the
that user.
15?
Yeah, that is correct. That is the reason why I'm trying to find out. Use a project specific JRE. Okay. Configure JREs. Use default JRE and workspace. Okay. Click on the next one. Use a project specific JRE. See if it comes up there. Java runtime environment, but that is not set for us yet. Why are you clicking there? No, this is not the one.
It's not showing anything.
Can you when did you uninstall the old versions of Java when you install the latest JDK?
No, I still have the I can show
Yeah, in
I
the
have
folders
the
you have,
old
right?
version. Yeah, I have the old versions too.
Okay, so this JDK 1.80 also is there. So go back to your project in Eclipse. Java SC. Let's select that again.
Which one?
No,
New file?
new project.
Okay.
Click on use an execution environment JRE. Just see if there's 1.8 is there. Java SC 1.8, take that. Try with this, let me know. Or just uninstall the old versions and reinstall once again, please. Okay, finish.
Okay. Now that says a warning, like a warning symbol near the project
That's fine. Just
package
create a
name.
source program or something.
Okay. New class. Okay.
Main method, please. Print,
Yeah.
have a print statement here and run it once. Does anyone else have questions meanwhile, please? Someone asked a question, what time does it start? 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. IST. So the duration time is more than 1.5 hours. Sometimes it will get extended. You can drop out if you don't have questions. We're done for the session. You can join tomorrow. It's just Q&A right now.
Oh, so here it's working.
Okay, good.
Then I
So
click
set it to the active one, then it should be fine. Or
Hello.
just clean up your JDK. All right.
okay.
Hello. Can you hear me?
So should I change the class path to 1.82?
See, either the solution I gave or what I recommend, uninstall what you don't need, just install the right JDK and do it again.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay,
I
sorry, who is
one
that?
more quick question. One more quick question. Like
Mhm.
I registered my daughter for this program,
Mhm.
but she is 10 years old. Is it
Mhm.
appropriate for 10-year-olds? Like
It
she
is not inappropriate. It is just that would it be too much on them of math? Not necessarily. At least the first 10 sessions should be okay. I will not go too complex on it to begin with. So at least she's gone through. She can sit through it. She can just observe it and maybe try a few things.
thank
Okay,
you so much. Thank you so
you're
much.
welcome. All right. Yes, please. Someone else had a question.
Hello.
Yes.
Actually, today is the first class I joined, and I don't know how can I see the previous classes.
Okay. So let me make myself the presenter. Give me a second.
Okay.
I have been sharing that to Google Drive link. Do you see the chat messages from me?
No, I'm not seeing actually.
I've been sending chat messages at the beginning of the session. If you go to the Google Doc, Java for Kids and Beginners, the links are here, okay, where the videos are hosted. So the first two sessions are put there. Today's session will also be put in the same link.
How can I get that link actually?
I've just check your chat, please.
I'm not seeing the chat messages. Somehow
One
it's
second.
hidden.
You have to bring back the black and then keep the blue, right?
It is hidden for you to send, but it is open from my end. I sent this even at the beginning. Did I sent it again? Did you get it now?
Uh, yeah, now I got it actually.
Okay, good.
So if I go to
Any,
that drive, I
yeah,
can
of
get all
course.
the classes, no?
That is the answer to your question.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, you can leave if you don't have any questions, team. Lakshmi, can you show the program tomorrow if you don't mind? Because it's already a little late. Anyone else with questions, or can we push it to tomorrow morning? Oh, sorry, tomorrow session. Rupa, what was your question? Let me see. What question did you ask me? I don't know. There's some questions that went way back, I guess. All right, team, let's connect again tomorrow. If I missed any questions, we'll definitely take it up tomorrow. Please practice to what we did today. Most importantly, on just the few developments, review and development, focus here for a while.
And excuse me again, the same thing and same person. And so I can see only the today's class or previous classes also in the drive. I'm saying only like how can I see the previous classes?
How will it come to you if it did not happen?
No, I'm seeing this one actually like agenda I can see, and I can see like if I want to go to the day one, how can I
Why
like
don't you read the documents very clearly? It's so
okay,
clearly mentioned. I don't understand why we need so much spoon feeding a lot of times. Here is Java for kids and beginners. There were only 2 sessions that got completed so far. Today is the day 3.
day
Today's
three?
video is gonna be there. Day 1
Okay,
and day 2 is here. If you want to look at overall all the other videos, you can go to go.itln.com. Look at all the courses there.
okay. And the EST time at what time it starts actually?
There is something called as a world clock or a clock converter. Please use that.
Okay,
All right, everyone. Thank you so
okay.
much.
Okay.
Take care then. Thank you all. Bye.